All right. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Two Cousins Talk.
Mm.
I'm
hmm
your host, Phil Nielsen, and this is my cousin.
yeah, I'm the second cousin, Tori True, and this is Two Cousins Talk.
And we are talking today about at least I would consider the first generation of games, the Nintendo NES.
Yes, the 8-bit Nintendo Family Entertainment System,
Yep.
which, yeah, big part of our childhood. So, a lot of stuff to talk about. And, yeah, it's a little looser form this episode. We didn't really have a question or anything. We just were sort of like, you know, just pontificate, and we also did play a couple games
Yep.
to relive our childhoods, and we'll
Or
talk about those.
or
Yeah, a
relive
bit later.
nightmares.
Yeah, relive nightmares. Uh, 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 Finish goals that were set 35 years ago. I'll get into that. It's good. So yeah, two cousins talk. Two cousins. I should make a song.
We needed like a big old out, woohoo.
Yeah, intro, all sorts of stuff.
Yep. So yeah, I actually remember the getting the NES for my birthday, and it was the complete like the big box, and it came with the NES, Super Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt before they bundle it all into one cartridge.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
And yeah, so it was your birthday. What birthday? Do you remember what year?
I think it was my fifth or sixth birthday. I want to say
Yeah.
fifth, just because that sounds like a good number.
Well, I think that works because so it was released in America October 18th, 1985. Well, that was
Yep. So
in
probably
test markets.
it was it was probably my sixth birthday then,
Okay, okay.
and
Yeah, it
then
was right when it came out.
yeah,
Right when it came out.
and I think it came with either it came with another came with even Robbie the Robot with
Yeah,
the game Gyromite.
yeah.
I tried to look that thing up, and I think last time I saw it, it was on eBay for almost like $500.
Oh my God. Uh, well, yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, the complete box. Uh, Yeah, console, two controllers.
Yep.
Had to bring two
Yeah.
controllers. Robbie the Robot, Super Mario World, and Duck Hunt separately,
Yep. With a
and
light gun.
also with the and a light gun, and with Gyromite.
Yep.
Now, I know that there was like another game that was for Rob, Stack Up,
I never.
but we never got. Yeah, we never
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah. I think I saw it in a Nintendo Power.
Well, the angry video game nerd obviously has a great video on Rob the Robot, where we get to see it in action, and
Yeah.
that's my first question: is that seeing Rob in action? I, do you have a recollection of actually using the stacks with Robbie?
Yes, I
The
actually do.
stacks. Okay.
Because I think if I remember, we were celebrating the birthday over at your guys' old place,
Mm.
and so they we were little kids all excited, and we got on, hooked it up, and I remember it had to set you had to put the Robbie the Robot, and it had two like spinners. You
Yeah.
had and they you had to sit there get momentum, and as Rob would pick them up and drop them on said colors.
Mhm, mhm.
And this is for Giomite, which would like they were red and blue. So you would drop the spindle thing on the red, it would li- lower or close or open the red doors. Same with the blue.
Right. And I do remember the adults, like everyone was just clamoring.
Yeah,
Everyone was clamoring to set this thing up, figure it out, right?
yeah.
They were really into it as well. But that's the thing is, man, after that initial night, like, did we just say fuck the gyroscopes?
Uh,
Like,
I I I remember playing with it, and I think it was either one till I either lost one of the spindles or Rob broke.
mm, mm.
And it was like it didn't break, it just batteries ran out, and
Yeah.
you know back then batteries were shit. You got 5 minutes of play if you're lucky.
Mm, mm, mm.
And I think they were super expensive.
Yeah, I don't remember, on the subsequent visits to your house. I just don't remember. Yeah, I remember that first night playing with Robbie, and then after that, it was
Yeah.
basically he just hung out. He didn't do much.
He came up what is it, paperweight.
Yeah, he became a nice paperweight. And we just played Gyromite. One of us controlled it, and the other one opened up the doors.
Where we would griff each other.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And wait, and you also got ice climbers
Oh yeah, and ice
on your
climbers.
birthday as
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
right?
Yep.
And also, did you also get Kung Fu in that original
Yes, I got Kung Fu.
birthday?
I think I got,
Damn.
I got a lot of games.
Yeah, dude. That's yeah, yeah. You made out pretty well. What about? Well, yeah. See, so I mean, yeah, there was a lot more games in the future as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the origin. That was the first
Yep. And I think
payload.
yeah, and that I don't think didn't get another game. At least I think I got one other game at Christmas, and well, at least me and my brother got each a game.
Yeah.
You know, I think he got Mappy Land.
Yep. That's right.
Um, what was another one we got?
Marble Madness.
Marble Madness. That's the thing I got. Oh god, that game was hard.
Hmm, hmm. And so yeah, I'd spent a lot of time at Phil and his brother Kenny's house, and that was obviously, that was a big staple.
Yeah, and I think
That was a big fucking staple.
we probably brung it over to your place too. Because it's like, hey, entertainment. As in say, entertainment system.
The family entertainment system. Well, and I mean I got one as well at some point
Yeah,
after that. I can't quite remember how soon. I mean, probably pretty soon. I was probably yelling at my parents to give me
it
one as well.
was
But it
either
had to have been pretty quick. It was probably that Christmas.
yeah, it was either that or play another game of Hero Quest.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't think
No, no,
Hero
yeah.
Quest came later.
It definitely had to be later that Christmas. It was definitely that Christmas because I remember I got it, and I got Super Mario Brothers 2,
Yeah,
and that was insane. Uh, and that and I think I got the bundle, the Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt bundle version.
yeah,
Didn't get Robbie.
no,
Also got Wizards and Warriors
yep.
for Christmas.
Okay, the original or number two?
Oh, the original, the
Okay,
original, definitely the
God, that
original.
completely forgot about that game.
Hmm, Great soundtrack, great soundtrack. Uh, and then so we both had one, and so we could both take each other's games over to the other person's house,
He would
which we did
borrow,
quite a bit.
yeah, you would borrow one, I would borrow one.
Hmm,
You
hmm.
know, and then of course came the video stores.
Mm.
You know, and that opened up a wide berth for us too. Then,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Wait, and do you remember, man? And yeah, and God, yeah, these were $60 games even then. $50. They were $50.
wow,
Just think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. That's
for for eight for an 8-bit game,
yeah, that
$50.
yeah, that 35 years later we can get in a zip file if you're prone to do such things and beat in 30 minutes
Yeah.
if you're so inclined. Oh yeah, I remember. Fuck, what was the rental video store that we really like to go to?
Great American Video,
Great American Video. Yeah,
and
yeah, and I
that,
remember
yeah,
they had Double Dragon. I
yeah,
remember renting Double Dragon there, and then eventually my mom got the game for me as well. Yeah, but that shit was yeah, it was the best.
yep,
It was the best shit because we had all. I mean, we were even yeah. I mean, obviously you were 6. That's young. Like I was already like we had a ColecoVision
yep,
and an Atari already. Like
yep,
we yeah we grew up already having video game systems
yeah.
in our back pocket,
And so
and
yeah,
so it only made sense that, that we loved it.
now that makes me wonder how much the original Coleco Visions and those games cost. I'm pretty sure they cost like $300, but
Yeah.
the cartridges now I would be very interested to see.
Oh man, have I told you this story? This is one of my biggest regrets.
Huh.
When I was living in Wallingford, uh, I, I I had taken the Atari and the ColecoVision,
Yeah.
and I had them with most of the games, most of the Atari games, and I had them. Didn't really have, but I had them in a box, and then I moved out of the Wallingford house, and we all moved out at the same time. We basically all like left and left a bunch of shit in the basement. We didn't even like clean everything out completely. I left that box.
Oh.
I purposefully not even out of not even I didn't forget about it. I saw it and then just made a choice to just not take it with me. I don't know why I did that.
Well,
I
I
have
mean, who
no
knows?
idea.
Who knows? Maybe some lucky, you know, gamer person
Oh,
happened
well, that's no. I didn't think about it that way. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's like
Uh.
people are trying to catalog, gather these old, physical cartridges of games, and at least what's the term? Pres- Keep the prestige of them. I mean, even the old ET game.
Mm-hmm. Which I have. Which I had. Yeah, hopefully someone's having fun playing Smurfs on ColecoVision.
Oh my god, I forgot about Smurfs. I've ever played a lot of Qbert and Donkey
Oh
Kong,
yeah.
but we're not talking about Coleco.
No, no, no. And Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yep.
Uh, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we played the shit out of them. It was one of our funnest pastimes.
Yep.
And yeah, we kept collecting games as
Yep.
that we kept being given games by our parents over the course of the years.
Yep. So were you the first one to get the the track and field game with the pad?
No, and that takes me to our the other angle of the triangle of the triumvirate, Brian Peters, because he was the one who got that first,
Okay.
and I remember that because yeah, he had the game, and we'd walk or bike over to his house, and he
It's
was the first that had track and field with that trackpad, and we'd play in his room.
Yep. Yeah, because I remember all of us like hand on shoulders playing the you know where we had to work as one to walk past, and then the I'm surprised I did not break an ankle as hard as we were like.
And I remember Brian. He had some random games. He had Karate Kid.
Yep.
I remember that, and that's the real nightmare game.
He had Metroid.
Metroid. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was the
Uh,
first. I think he was the only one out of any of us that got Super Mario 3.
I mean, I got it eventually, but
Yeah,
he might have been the first. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, did he have did he have Excite Bike? How did how did we get Excite Bike in there? Who had that? I have this weird feeling that
It was probably
w-
him.
well, I have this vague memory that there was also a Nintendo at Grandma's house, and that Willie had one for like a second. Because I
Sa-
remember playing Excite Bike there.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, maybe for me, Excite Bike was going to Great American Video and
Mm.
stuff,
Although, side note, Willie did have a Sega Genesis.
and he unfortunately lent it to me and my brother, and we played that thing literally to death.
Wow, that's where it went? Oh, shit, dude. He had Echo the Dolphin and X-Men.
Yep,
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Um, but yeah, man, yeah, like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Kids in their 80s, in the 80s,
yep,
they get a hold of Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt. Like, yeah, man, we went to town on all that stuff, and yeah, man, it just, yeah, that was definitely an evolution in gaming, and we all knew it. We
yep,
we were we were smart enough even then to know this is the next thing. This is arcade style.
yep. Because I never, I don't think I played an arcade game, an actual coin plop arcade game until I started playing in playing with the Nintendo NES.
Mm.
I could be
Well,
wrong.
well, yeah. I mean, really, like, where could we have gone? I mean,
Yeah, because
yeah, I don't recall going super young anywhere. Maybe a
yeah,
couple times to Aladdin's Castle.
yeah,
Although I do remember the arcade at Pine Bowl, but it was
yeah,
in the bar, so you couldn't go in there.
yeah. Uh,
Oh man.
I still remember that baseball game at Pine Bowl was like 10 cents. As long as you
Oh
didn't
yeah.
strike out, you could play as long, or I think it was, or till at least get 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Uh oh man, I just yeah, the NES. Well, it says it launched for 199.99.
okay.
Although I bet that with the full box
It
was
was.
probably a little more than that.
I would imagine added an additional $100 to it. You know, because I don't think they sold Robbie individually.
No, no, yeah, definitely. I don't think so. Yeah, no, no, and then that was only for a very small amount of time too.
Wow.
Uh, man, how much? Come on, how much of it? How much was? Much was? Well, kind of the point. The point is, man. Our parents treated us well in that regard.
Yep. Yep. I mean, they didn't have to worry about us causing trouble. They knew where we were playing in the NES.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's true.
You know.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. None of us ever got into that much trouble
Yep.
when we were younger, because yeah, we were too busy fucking trying to beat kung fu.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and well, and these original, this first, kind of the first generation of games. I mean, I don't know. Like we can go through some of them. I mean, but yeah, I think the ones that we did for that first generation, we've already talked about. Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt,
Yeah.
Ice Climbers, and the thing is like I feel like somehow probably just renting. Like I remember we rented golf. I remember playing
Yeah.
golf
Uh,
for a second.
one was Arch Rivals.
Arch Rivals, man, I don't remember that one.
That was the basketball where we could punch each other.
Oh, okay,
I know they've
okay.
ported it to, I think it was one of those like it came out like on the Sega Genesis, and then they eventually like ported it down.
Mm.
But I think it was additionally it was an arcade game. I remember Super Dodgeball.
Oh
And I
yeah.
think that was one of those. It was one of those early four-player games.
Mm. Mm.
And then
And we had that, right? We had like, or did you have like the 4-player port?
no, yeah, I actually never did. I think of one one. I think I eventually did get one like later, like because I think Will and his ex-wife gave me a basically they gave me a box with old Nintendo games.
Oh,
My brother currently has it.
oh shit.
Yeah, but I think it came with a port. It came with he had Fester's Quest in it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I think one of the um, Wizards and Warriors games. I can't remember which one.
Mm.
And Mario, a few other ones. I can't don't remember. I know
Well, and does Kenny still have the ones that you guys had?
initially.
Yeah,
I think so.
at
I
least the ones that survived.
Yeah, because I never took them because when I moved out.
Mm.
Um, yeah, uh, yeah, because I think it came. Because eventually, I think we ended up somehow getting a copy of Metroid 3 and a Metroid 3. Like we ended up having like two copies of Metroid or something like
Mm.
that.
Oh, okay. Um. Oh man. Well, one of the first generations of games that you guys got eventually. Real big deal with us. Pro wrestling.
Oh God, yes.
Yes. That shit. Yeah, we played that game to death.
That was
Uh,
actually one of the games I played for this.
oh, sweet. Me too.
And still
I
I got 8 defenses in after becoming the mid-title belt winner. Eight
damn.
wins.
Wait, this time around?
Yep, this time around.
Holy shit. Uh, that's incredible. I think I played for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was either
Like,
till
yeah.
either I beat it was either until I beat the game or I lose. And the only reason I lost is because it went to a draw.
Who'd you lose to?
Um, the Amazon, I think it was.
Oh, the fish dude?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it was funny. I was actually King Slender.
Yeah.
His pixel model is definitely that of early Ric Flair, of Nature
Oh, yeah.
Boy Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm,
Woo!
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. We had Fighter Hayabusa. It's Starman.
Yeah,
King Corn
Corn Pop.
Corn.
Yeah,
Or Kin Corn Corn. Giant Panther. The Amazon. Well, that was it, really.
Yeah,
But was there an end boss?
yeah, the Great Puma.
Great Kuma, yeah. Well, I was trying to part of this experiment was like, all right, let's see how I fare with these games now that I'm
Yeah,
much older and wiser. And for a lot of the other games, yeah, I fared very well. I have much better hand-eye coordination, but not with this one because I can't. I was trying to figure out the equations, how it works, what takes precedence when you're press, and I don't. I think it's RNG. I honestly think it's RNG.
yeah. I all I did was just kick. That's all I did was just kick.
You didn't even go for the special move, the claw, or
No.
any of the fucking. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think Yeah, when you would when you would grapple and you try to be like the first one to input. Like, I don't think it was. I think it was literally RNG.
Yeah,
Like, that's my conclusion, which is fine, I guess. I mean, I guess there probably had to be some because you can get better at it, but yeah, I couldn't figure out a pattern when I was playing it, and I was like, "Fuck this!
yeah. I
On to the next game."
because it was like because I noticed like when I they would be standing still, and then I would do a a karate kick on them. All of a sudden they were like they were starting the swing their kick rotation. And I
Mhm.
remember watching a weird um, video on YouTube about the like algorithm, that King Corn Carn's kick was faster
Oh
and stuff.
man, I want to watch. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to figure it out.
Yeah.
So, good, someone did the homework. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad. I did go to a wiki to just be like let's check out the move list. And the wiki even starts with like, "Oh, hey, everybody, the really popular pro wrestling wiki. Here we go.
It's-
Everyone wants to know about this." It's like, yeah, I do. Hit me up.
I think it was like it wasn't until when YouTube came available, I actually looked up what King Puma looks like, and I now don't even remember. It was just like, well, because it was one. I think it was one of those speed running competitions through old games,
Yeah.
and it was like even then the video was sped up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah. No one's got time for that. Oh shit! Pro Wrestling NES Secrets in History, Generation Gap Gaming. Awesome, dude. Dude, I'm definitely gonna watch this later. That's gonna be sweet, dude. Oh man. Well, I also tried the first WrestleMania license game, which I think we at least rented.
Yeah, I remember. Oh god, that game was bonkers and bad, but
Well,
good.
well, the thing is the one that I tried, WWF WrestleMania. It sucks, and it's also not the one I remember. So there's probably a different one that we played more of,
Because I know
which I just
there was
couldn't
one
find.
where it was the you couldn't go outside the mat, and Andre the Giant was. I think it was only in one game.
Oh, I got you. Well, yeah, yeah, WWF. But God, I look at it, and it has a Honky Tonk Man,
Yeah,
Big Bam Bigelow,
big
uh,
Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase. But gosh, I remember a different game, and that had way better graphics. And maybe it was Royal Rumble. I don't know. I need to try to find that. Hang on, let's see. WrestleMania, yeah, Ted DiBiase, uh, Big Bam, Honky Tonk Man. Randy, Macho Man, Andre, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
because then it was like there were like their power up. There would be some type of either health or power ups that would bounce across the top of the mat.
Yeah. But man, yeah, man, not a good game. Like not like pro wrestling is a way better game
Yeah,
than that game. At least that's what I feel now playing it. I'm like, yeah, pro wrestling is the one is where it's at.
yeah,
But I don't know. I'll try to see. Just casually see where the rest of the
because
shit is.
I think there was at least three licensed WWE games or WWF at the time.
Yeah, and I kind of imagine that it's also like not. Well, yeah, and I think I feel the pro wrestling was like a kind of a first generations game, and then pretty much after that, yeah, just
Because I
the
think there was a
floodgates opened.
yeah, because I think there was one like called Steel Cage, King of the Ring,
Hmm.
and there was one where it was the ring was at like this on the screen
Oh, okay, yeah.
instead of how the first one where it was like this. You know, I'm describing it too really well with hand gestures here.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Point of view. That's what I meant.
Well, because we were really into wrestling back in the day.
Yeah. Now, okay,
That
I
was our other
remember
big thing.
this is what I remember renting a lot of the times. Mike Tyson's Super Punch Out. Unfortunately,
Mm.
the version I played was just called Punch Out. But I remember that I could only beat the first guy because I didn't get I didn't get the algorithm of, you know, when he does this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is almost like probably in real boxing. But um, but I didn't understand it. It was like, okay, I'm just going to punch, 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 punch. Why is he blocking? Okay, I'll punch the mid. Okay, can't do that. Why is my stamina out? Now with it, now with age and YouTube, it's like
Yeah.
okay. Now it's just come now. It's finger memory of like, okay,
Glass Joe, man. Yeah, Glass Joe. I think I remember. Yeah, I remember not playing it too much. I remember playing it a little bit. Uh, yeah, because none of us ever owned it.
yeah.
I don't think.
I think it was one of those like, you know, my folks would go, all right, 3 more minutes till we choose something. And it was like, can you shut the door? It would be like, okay, well, I'll choose this game.
Again.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember. Man, yeah. I'm just trying to remember other games that I rented. I mean,
Battletoads.
rented Battletoads. I remember renting Star Tropics.
I thought you owned that one.
I did eventually.
Okay.
Rented Ninja Gaiden and then owned that eventually. Oh, hey, did Brian own Nightmare on Elm Street?
No, I did.
You did. When? Oh, that must
I
have been a little later.
Yeah. I think we rented it a lot, but I remember owning it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, man. I didn't play it. Although,
I
yeah,
think
man, it would have been a lot of fun to play that 4 player.
yeah. I remember actually getting that big controller
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
took
You had yeah.
that took two slots. Apparently, it's like I could play if we were playing say Double Dragon. It's like, okay, all right, boom, player two, but it never seemed to work properly.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That. Yeah. That's one that I bet would be fun now
Yep.
playing 4 player.
Oh yeah.
Uh.
Oh yeah. Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Did you own that,
No,
or did we just rent it a lot?
rented it a lot.
Yeah.
And you
And we
you
never.
were
And we
you were
never
the
beat
one.
it.
I thought you did at one time.
I don't think so. I mean, I have no recollection of it. I suppose I could have, but
Yeah,
I
because
just remember a lot of frustration.
I remember you beating a lot of games that I couldn't. Because I think you beat Mario 3.
I
I
did
mean,
beat that game.
yeah, because if I had to go by win ratio of games, it would be a lot of losses on mine, especially in the
Yeah.
NES. The first legit game I beat in the NES was Disney's Little Mermaid.
Nice.
And that was just one of
Nice.
those, all right, swim here, uh, throw. It had nothing to do with the story.
No, I remember. I remember a lot of us. A lot. It was a lot of those games we just never beat.
Yeah,
Although, I mean, they're, obviously they're a lot like, the arcade games of the same generation where a lot of them didn't really have an ending,
yeah,
or they just kept going, right?
yeah. Because I remember, because eventually when I re-got my NES and I uh I got a game. I found a game Genie.
Mm.
You know, Game Genie, Game Sharks. That was you had one of those, you're going to win every game. And
Well,
uh,
and also that big controller you had was the first controller with like continuous input,
yeah, you had
right?
rapid
Rapid
fire.
fire, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh man. Well, I just booted up WrestleMania Challenge, and here we have the wrestlers you can choose is Macho Man, Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick Rude, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Big Boss Man, Hacksaw Jim Dugan, and yourself. It was just this white dude. Yeah. And this one has where the corner of the ring is
Okay.
pointed towards you. But this is also not the one. God, what was that other one? All right, I'm putting in King of the Ring. LGN.
Oh, a, a maker of a lot of bad games.
All right, we got Bret the Hitman Hart, the narcissist Lex Luger.
I think that's way later. I think that's when Hulk Hogan quit to go to WCW. WCW.
Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, Macho Man, Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker. Okay, yeah, Bam Bam. Yeah, then you as well. No, wait, it's not this one either. What the fuck, dude? Am I just getting weird things mixed up? There's cage match, steel cage match, the last one. This is the last. Oh, also LGN.
Yeah.
And this is the last WWE one. So
Okay. Yeah, because I think
Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, Jake Roberts is in this one.
I had also like Mr. Perfect.
Man, yeah, no, I don't know. I think I'm thinking of I think I'm amalgamating different things. Well,
I mean, I
okay.
wouldn't doubt there's games that because from a video I watched, apparently LGN released two Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade game on the NES, but you and they both had apparently the same artwork in the front. So he's like, you could get one, and I could get. They could be completely different games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was another one that we were the Temple of Doom game. I think it was
Mm.
on.
Yeah, based downport of an arcade game.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, that game. Oh god, that game sucked, dude. Just Jesus Christ, man, that game is just the worst. God, I mean, so many of them just kind of were. It's weird. It's so weird to look back on them and just be like, wow. I mean, I'm sure back then it was hard. It was harder to make them just with the hardware, but
Yeah.
like we could make a game of the caliber of this caliber if we put our mind to it,
Yeah.
or at least a couple of them anyway. Some of them are great.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like at that time it was like maybe one or two programmers, where now it's like room full, a gymnasium sized room full of programmers just to make a sliver of grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And that grass has to
yeah,
be completely accurate on, if you step on it, if the wind shifts,
yeah,
or it is not a
yeah,
good game.
definitely.
Ugh. But yeah, one of the games I did play was Double Dragon.
Nice, nice.
Oh, I I forgot how hard that game was, and there was a um, level up system, if you want to say it.
Mm.
Because as long as you, because if you, I think you hit a certain um, point limit, you would like also now you can jump kick
Oh wow.
and stuff. But
Okay.
I didn't, I would hear the I would hear the notification, but it's like, okay, what can I do? So I just went around punching.
Oh man, I'm sure there's a wiki.
Yeah.
It's probably a wiki somewhere. YouTube speedrun, right?
Well, I was figuring like, okay, maybe if I, press jump and then B or something. No, you have to hit A and B together.
Oh man. Uh, well, yeah. Well, how long did you play it?
I
Did you?
got to mission 3, which was usually my where things would fall for me. I don't
Okay,
think I've yet got past state mission 3.
I got you. I think I did eventually beat it. I think back in the day. I'm not totally sure though, because I can't remember what. I mean, I'm sure the end. If you did, the ending was just like, oh, there's the girl. Hit that. Oh, you did it.
Uh,
Good job.
and then and then it was like because I remember the longest time trying to get Double Dragon at Great American Video, and it like just disappeared.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I would remember picking up Double Dragon 2 because I was there,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and oh my god, that what they couldn't they can't do easy control schemes on that. If you're facing left, you have to hit this button to punch. But if you hit A, you back kick.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember the weirdness of that. Yeah.
And that was the problem with like a lot of those NES games. They would try to do new things with the controllers, and either the instructions we would get wouldn't comprehend it, or it just
Yeah.
would not. So it was trial by error.
Oh, definitely. And it took a while because yeah, they were not kind. You can't just be continuing. You got lives,
Yep.
right?
I mean,
Like
I would say, you know how everyone says, the Dark Souls games are punishing. No, play cla- first generation NES games. They don't. Those games do not hold your hand.
No. Yeah, Wizards and Warriors. You want to talk about a fucking Wizards and Warriors game? Yeah, Wizards and Warriors. That game will fuck you up. Which I think I also beat that eventually, and that was like a big deal for me. That was like I'm home alone. Like I played that game, but that was one of the games I played by myself a lot.
Yeah,
Uh, and I played that game so much.
I think I remember
Uh,
seeing you one time get to the final stage, but it was just like one person. It was just because then like if you would defeat the enemy, go off screen, to come back to jump, that enemy would be there again, and he would knock your ass down.
yeah, well, yeah, yeah. They're just always spawning,
Yeah,
right? I mean, the true culprit of what you're describing is Ninja Gaiden.
yeah, that too. Oh, and
Fucking,
I play.
you play some Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
no.
how I think that's how I probably became more of a patient person is playing those type of games.
Nice. Uh, well, yeah, man. I mean the whole like I replayed that game as well. And it was awesome. And that was the other game that I was always played. And yeah, that game is fucking brutal. But like uh I know I beat it once back in the day, one time. And because replaying it this time, I did beat it again, and I knew everything. I knew every bit of it, all the cinematics, right, which
Yeah,
were the shit back then.
yeah,
And I remember all of them. But then, like the last cinematic, I was like, okay, I have seen this, but maybe once before.
yeah. Because
Uh,
I remember watching you play it, and you get into the final boss, but there was the first set boss, which was his like these dragon pets, which you had to keep them evenly. Like you couldn't just focus on one; you had to hit them evenly, or more was spawn.
mm,
And like you would sit there and you're like, I would sit there and try to count with you, and like pixelation, they wouldn't give indication. There's like all of a sudden, boom, third turn for no reason, bounce in the same direction.
yeah. Uh, Well, yeah, no, yeah, the first part of the boss, yeah, the final boss, the first part is just it's like this like just button on a nose and then just little fly things, but it was the second rotation of the boss where he just flies up and shoots two things at you. That I was always stuck on that part, always the end of
Yeah,
time. I did eventually beat it at some point and got to the demon, but yeah, probably only once. And then, but I did it. I did it this time. I did it last week. It felt fucking great.
it's,
So fuck you, Ninja Gaiden. I got the last laugh. God damn. Oh man, and I started playing the second one, which I played back in the day as well, but I just I don't know it as much as that first game, dude.
yeah. I
That first
remember,
game, it was almost just body memory.
yeah, because that first one you couldn't climb. You literally had to scale upwards. You had to
Yeah. Oh no,
jump,
you had to jump to the other side.
yeah, or if you were quick enough, you could you know jump upward, but you had to be really quick on the paddles to do it. and I was trying to do that, and I'm like, oh, I died by the second enemy because I want to try this.
Oh man. We had well the second game, and I imagine the third game too. Man, yeah. I mean, those are great. Those are great games, and they feel a lot better. And I wish I had played them more back then.
I remember
Uh,
renting the third one, and maybe just because I never, it was like I rented it, and it was just like I already played it defeated.
mm.
It's like I played it, but it was like, I know I'm going to lose.
Oh man. Uh,
Yeah,
well, yeah, no, that was a great game to replay. There was a
yeah.
lot of fun.
And I remember
That really took me back.
and played Super Mario 3,
Nice.
and I actually tried to do. I tried to do the non the wizard stuff. You know, remember seeing the wizard and how they were dropping hints like. How did this guy know there was going to be a secret behind that wall? How did he know how to use the warp pipe? The
Because that kid was a genius, I tell you.
Oh, that brought a lot of memories. Again, one of those games that would be on my still have not beaten
Well,
list.
shit, dude. Well, yeah, no. Well, now's the time, man. Now's the
Yep.
time. I mean, yeah. I mean that game is the shit. Uh, I should have plugged in Mario 2 as well.
Oh yeah, I did too. That actually brought a lot of cheerful memories, even though it wasn't. It was just a port of another game.
Right. Well, and yeah, and you were. Well, and I remember being kind of pissed. Right? Remember? Like
Yeah,
we were just like, what is this? We're like grabbing vegetables and stuff. We
yeah,
knew there was something off. Right?
yeah. I I think that's where when we went to Vegas one time, and yeah, that's where Will had the NES.
Yes, you're right. Because we played Summer Olympics,
Yep.
the Summer Olympics game. I remember that. Yep.
And I think his girlfriend at the time apparently was, she beat she beat Mario too, but unfortunately, I think maybe I've got an aura where people's like, oh, I can beat it. I'm around. They can't beat it.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember. I kind of remember. Yeah, like that girlfriend being like super cool, or
Yeah.
we thought she was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I was like,
Uh,
what? It was like she beat an NES game because I don't think we beat any of them at the time.
Possibly, yeah, yeah, and she played with and she let us play it obviously, and we had a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, what a Chad. Um, man, God, that makes me feel I need to. I played Wizards and Warriors like briefly, but I was like, I should go to bed. But no, I should beat that game. Yeah, I should beat that game after this because yeah, it's one of those things where it's like a lot of these games. I don't know what it is. Just people met a lot of floaty jumping, and that was like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is like you just have to get used to the controls. And I was trying to expect that, like, and I think I do, like, nowadays, like, I think I get more comfortable with the controls quicker than from back in the day. Although maybe not, I don't know. That a lot of the stuff is just as challenging.
Yeah.
That's what I found. Like Wizard and Warriors, I was immediately like, oh fuck this. And then I played Ice Climbers for a bit, and I was gonna try to beat it,
Yeah.
and I got pretty far. But at the same time, it's like a game that's like one. It's a lot funner with two players,
Yeah. And so
and
what would you classify Ice Climbers as? Just a
Yeah, well,
platform?
well, yeah, that's the hard thing is because it's kind of a platformer, but there's no real uh end to it.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it does have like a last end, but like it's really just a points game.
yeah. You know,
And you go up, you start the level and you're going up, but then you get to a certain point where they call it a bonus stage, even though it's just the rest of the mountain.
yeah,
And but then if you fall, you die, and
yeah,
that's the end. And it's
yeah,
like the certain threshold that you reach. And yeah, I just kept getting pissed.
yeah.
So yeah, Ice Climbers got me.
Yeah, and I remember because that was like one of the games. It's like, oh, you could go to the last level. Going to the last level, and it's like, what do we do here? Because I think like the first two um, sections of it, like it's just clouds that zipping by, and then the third one is completely empty. So you have to sit there and wait till the apparently they were originally penguins,
Mm, that makes
and
sense.
they would sit there and get their little cube stalagmites, make a bridge and stuff.
Oh, did yeah? So we like you at least did you beat it
I've never officially
back?
beat it. No,
Yeah,
I
shit,
just remember
man.
you could veg like I think even at the tile screen, it's like, what mountain do you want to go to? 1, 2, up to 32, I think it was.
Okay. Uh, hmm. Yeah. See, it's a lot funner with two players.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there playing it. And it's like, well, what's the point?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Besides climbing a mountain, and it's like, you know, you know,
Getting the point, getting the scoring points, getting the eggplants. Like, yeah, I mean, that's fine.
yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I feel you.
I mean, it's not like you could hurt. As far as I remember, you can't hurt the other character. I mean, you could sabotage them, yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you really, yeah, that was a big part of the game.
Yeah.
It was like getting in people's ways, taking their whole, like jump through their hole first.
Yep.
Although, and honestly, like it really just made me want to play Bubble Bobble.
I think that was one of the games we came so close to beat, you and I,
Mm,
and it was just one of those. We just ran out of continues.
I got you, man. That's yeah. I still think about that game. That's like that game's iconic two-player game.
Yeah.
God, it was so fun.
I think I remember standing one stage, just pop, pop, just releasing bubble after bubble, just being an annoyance because I couldn't do anything.
Uh, well, one of the games I had to do it. It was the first game that I booted up. Had to try Kung Fu.
Oh God, yeah,
Had to play some Kung Fu, and it was great. Uh, oh yeah, it was a fun time. Uh, we just yeah we that was a game that we played a lot, and uh, but yeah, but it was definitely one of those games where I was just yeah like I beat it within like 20 minutes.
yeah. Was it? Did you still have the muscle memory? Like you knew, like to like you can only like knock you don't knock the head off the small guy because he just kept like respawning or something like that.
Mm. I remembered vaguely the like the themes of the levels. Like I remember there was a magic level and like the snake level. I knew that was coming up, and then I remember the big muscular guy
Yeah,
in the second level, and then I remember the last guy, the boss. Um, and but yeah, it was pretty easy.
yeah.
That's the thing. That was the weird thing, because I remember we struggled. But then you save your girlfriend, and then it's just like go back. And then
I,
I think it just does that infinitely.
yeah, I think it was just like you went. It was it. I had the I think those had the original Game Plus. You didn't know you were playing Game Plus, where everything's harder, faster. One game. I mean, I've played it off and on is the original Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I didn't. I didn't do it for this one, but it's like one of those. Like, okay, I got a few minutes. Play little bit of Legend of Zelda. I still got a bit of muscle memory from that game.
No, it's awesome, dude. Did you rent it back in the day?
Uh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think
Oh,
never. I honestly, I've never touched it.
really?
Yeah, I want to, but I started this plan years ago where I was going to play everything according to the timeline, and I keep getting stuck on Majora's Mask. I mean, Majora's Mask is an incredible game.
Yeah.
It's incredible, but I don't know. There's this part around when you get to like the water level, which I don't know what it is. It just my excitement for it goes out the window, and it's happened like 3 times.
No, that's I think with me and Fallout New Vegas. I love that
Mm.
game. I've explored everything, but I get to a certain point of it, and it's like also I'm just okay. What other game?
Yeah, but no, yeah, but it's no good because like going by the timeline. I mean, first there's uh, Skyward, and then the Game Boy Advance game Minish Cap, which I have. I have a Game Boy Advance for the
Cool.
Minish Cap. Although I heard that's coming out, that's being remade.
I know it's on if it's on the Switch.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, that's yeah with the new subscription service.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And then Ocarina, and then it splits, and the first, and then I that's the timeline I start with is the Majora's Mask to Twilight Princess, which I've also never played,
I haven't
and
played that
then
one either.
and then to the Four Swords. Oh, and actually, one of the Four Swords is right after Minish Cap. But then, yeah, and then I've never played the any of the Wind Waker games. And then uh, the third timeline, where uh, it's the one where Link is defeated by Ganon in Ocarina of Time. That's where the Legend of Zelda, the NES game, is, and it's the last fucking. It's like the second to last game after like 8 other ones. So I keep putting it
Oh
off.
my god. Man, that's
Yeah.
why I'm glad I never bought those books because
Yeah, the original NES Zelda is the second to last in the timeline, and the very last in that timeline is Link's Zelda 2. And then after those 2 games, they just kept going backwards. They kept making prequel. Oh, it's a prequel. Oh, it's a prequel. Oh, it's a prequel. Oh, it's a prequel to the prequel. Prequel. Oh no, this is a different timeline. Totally different timeline.
yeah, because I think there's what three skewing timelines.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about what happens in Ocarina of Time. Yeah, one of them is the child timeline where Link stays. It's basically the one where like you beat Ocarina of Time and you just go back to being a kid, and then you go and have an adventure with Majora's Mask, some weird fucking shit, and then do that. And then there's another one. It's the timeline where because you go forward in time in Ocarina of Time, and there's a timeline where you don't come back, or that timeline skews to where Link leaves, and that's the Wind Waker timeline because it gets flooded. And then the third timeline is yeah, where basically Ganon defeats you in Ocarina of Time, and that's the one that has Link to the Past, uh, the Oracle games, and the original NES.
Oh. Oh my god. All right. Well, I need I need a couple minutes.
Oh, okay.
My dog's being quiet, so I have to go make sure he's not breaking stuff.
Cool.
All right. We'll be back in a
All
few
right, break.
minutes. Boo, 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 boo,
Oh,
boo, boo.
oh yeah.
All right.
Check, check.
Chick. We back. You know how hard it is to get a wrapper off of a beer bottle?
Some of them are difficult.
Yeah.
Some of them can be a little difficult. Oh shit. Um. Oh yeah, no. Left off with Kung Fu. Replayed it, beat it in a matter of minutes. It was great. And I was like, on to the next one.
I think there was a Kung Fu 2 and stuff, but it was
Mm.
more or less it was just the same game.
Oh. Well, I should check that out in the completely legal place that I go to find games. Because it'll have it.
Yeah, because
In this completely legal place to play games, there's a lot of crazy shit. Because it's got Famicom too.
sweet. Okay, I actually found for Rob the Robot game comes uh, with game, instructions, book, accessories. Only $200. 6 days left and no bids.
$600.
No, that's $200.
Oh, oh, that's cool. Man, no bids, huh?
No
Damn.
bids.
Well, it's hard out there.
Yeah, it has Gyromite. Yeah, I think there was another game it was supposed to work with, but either one it didn't come out here because it was just like I didn't see any other.
Well, I know. Well, yeah. I mean, well, you mean another game that was with Robbie in particular?
Yeah.
I mean, the only other one I know of is Stack Up, and I think it's pretty rare. I don't think it came with it. I think it was sold separately.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and that one. Yeah, did you ever see the Angry Video Game Nerd video about Robbie?
I I think I watched a little bit of it.
Well, it's fun. Yeah, well, yeah, and because that comes with like this huge like stack of things, and so Robbie is stacking stuff, but it has to be color coded, and it has to happen at the right time, and looks kind of cool. I mean, looks kind of cool as a, and the game itself is literally just you were just pressing. It was like a calculator, you know. There's not much to it,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Two official. This is according to the Wikipedia. So take it or leave it. Two officially licensed games were published for Rob, which comprised of Robot Series, Gyromite, and Stack Up. Uh, Computer Entertainer reported Nintendo's proposed plans to state prior there. Okay, at least there's going to be four nondescript Robot Series games, but they were never released. So I only got two games.
damn.
And yeah, that's a problem. I think also with Nintendo, they put all these uh, additional softwares, and they either don't work or
Mm,
they fail.
I got you. Uh, well, yeah, it kind of did seem like that. It like in this place where I legally find some games. Uh, yeah, it did seem like there's a lot of like unfinished games, like uh, and just weird little like offshoots of some games, especially Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Holy shit! And, oh, also including side note, an unfinished version of a Hero Quest game based on the board game.
I actually when was I actually looked up on the Hero Quest, and they talked about apparently there was a PC game.
That makes sense because it plays like one. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, and it was apparently was going to be You know, I think I read it was going to be ported to Sega, NES. I think it was the Sega Master System or something like that.
Mm.
You know, far because as far as I knew with Sega, it started with Sega Genesis because it makes sense. Genesis, Book of Genesis, the beginning.
Mm.
But apparently, no, apparently started with Sega Master System.
Yeah. Well, I played a little bit of it. I just tried it out, but yeah, the controls are definitely yeah. It's like a it's like it feels like a PC game, like an old PC game.
Okay,
So it didn't control it. It's like a mouse, a cursor.
okay.
So it wasn't great. Pretty
I
good graphics though.
Cool. I remember actually playing a lot of the was it licensed like Jeopardy, the um, Wheel of Fortune, and Family Feud.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, we must have like rented them, right?
Yeah,
And think about that. Think about like that decision. It's like, oh, fuck Double Dragon, fuck Ninja God Master 4. We want to play Wheel of Fortune, damn it. We want to play Jeopardy. We want our Alex Trebek.
yep.
And they were fun.
Yeah.
I remember them being fun. Yeah, sure.
I mean, it was fun, because it was like playing the Family Feud. And it was like top. We've asked so many people this. Being kids, it's like we had no idea when they were talking. You know, some of the stuff they were asking, so we just put stupid answers.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I bet if we played them now, we might know some of the answers, dude.
You got to remember, we also think probably from early '80s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There might be some weird little trivia to jog our memories
Yeah.
about random shit. Oh, it's fun. Speaking of compu- uh, computer games that were sort of ported, uh, I did try a little bit of King's Quest V,
Oh, that's yeah, that
which
one
was
got ported to NES.
yes, it did, yes, it did. And the thing is yeah, like that was like the one computer game that I ever really like bought. Uh, and had the box for, played it, and yeah, those games, those are the point and click adventures, but it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And but I never beat it because I couldn't figure it out.
I
Um,
think it was always that you always got to the last area and it was just like something would fudge you up. Nor my luck, it was me.
well, no, you know what it was I read about it later. There's like when you get kidnapped by the big hawk and you're put into its nest, you have this limited amount of time to like do another action before you get eaten or something.
Yeah.
But and so yeah, it's very quick, but you have to pick up like a key or something that's in the nest. And if you don't do that, you get
Killed.
black screen. Well, no, if you don't grab that item, you can play for another couple hours, but then you need that item, and there's no way to go back.
And I don't
Just
think it
that
was.
playthrough's over.
I think it was like you didn't know there was a key there. There was.
I mean, there was a little glint. Uh, yeah, yeah, no, but I do remember that fucking me over. Not picking that up and not knowing that that was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the NES version, it's yeah, it's a uh, you know, an 8-bit version of I think what was a 16-bit computer game.
It
So
tried.
yeah, I tried very hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I played a little bit of it. It was fun. It was fun
Okay.
listening to that shitty music. They do have the collection on Steam,
Okay.
1 through 5, but only for Microsoft, only for PC, and so I couldn't get it. But I was just gifted just a small little like portable PC, just a small little guy.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna boot it up, see. see what I can do, and maybe actually get some Steam games.
Cool, cool. Yeah. What was it? Do you remember the Shadowgate game? That's another one of those point and click games.
No, uh,
Yeah, it was one of the, it was like you're it was literally what it was like you're trapped down a well and stuff, and it would be like you're
yeah.
trapped in this cave, and it's like choose left or right. And apparently they did a series of, like there was one called like Deja Vu. And I think it was an espionage game.
Espionage game. Are you talking about Gogol 13?
No, it wasn't. Let
Oh
me
no.
Shadow. Because I know they've ported it out so many times. Shadowgate. So, apparently it was on originally published on Macintosh and Mac Venture Games. Got ported to Atari, all the way up to NES. Yeah, now you can find it almost on any type of. So you can find it on Switch, PlayStation, the Virtual Console. But it was a series of click, and like there was one where I think it was one of those that I was. Yeah, I think it came after. At least on the NES, I think it came after like Legend of Zelda, because Legend of Zelda had the save system in it,
Mm.
and but it was, yeah, Beyond Shadowgate, Shadowgate 64, Trial of the Four Towers. But it was like you had to sit there and like there would be arrows, and like you have to like, okay, look in the pantry, and there's like, oh, nothing but junk here. All right, look in the mouse hole. Oh, you happen to find a key down here and stuff. But there was a series of ones, and I think it was like there was an espionage one called like Deja Vu.
Oh, okay.
I remember that the one you just mentioned.
Yeah, I remember playing at your house. I
Yeah,
think you rented it
yeah.
or something, and I remember it being like super fucking cool.
Elevator Action. That's another one I remember.
Oh, nice.
Because I remember we would sit there and like, you know, like don't kill Tico. Oh, you killed Tico.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that was a good game. I actually I booted that up for like a second, and it's nothing of what I remember.
Yeah.
Like nothing about what I remember nothing about it. Uh, but pretty cool, pretty sweet,
Yeah.
pretty good graphics. But no, but yeah, but it's like a James Bond game, and like half of it is cutscenes where they're like, you got to go and the KGB are after you, and you got to go do this and that. And you're like, all right, just chill.
I think it was like years later. I remember reading an article. Apparently, in Japan, there was an Akira game,
Oh,
and I was like, I wonder how they did that. I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube videos of it somewhere.
oh man, it's probably in the spot where I'm grabbing all these games legally. Should
Oh
look
yeah,
into that.
Akira, Akira for the NES came, or this at least it says December 24th, 1988. So I don't know what that means.
Nice, nice.
Okay, the Akira video game. Uh, so it looks like it was only released in Japan. Yeah, you play the role as Kaneda, who begins the game when his motorcycle gang is taken into custody after the abduction of his friend Tetsuo by the military. Okay, I want to see gameplay of this. Yeah, I'll do that some other time.
Nice. Man, they did some. Yeah, no, they did some crazy stuff. Uh, and on the Famicom, like Street Fighter Two.
Yeah,
There's a Street Fighter Two for the Nintendo for
I,
the NES
yeah.
system.
It's I remember Electronic Game Monthly talked about, and it was e- and it was a small. It was just the small little article they put to the sides, and games that were made illegally, or how that term is, and Street Fighter Two was on that.
Yeah,
But the way they made, but also the way they made this article sound like it was coming out.
yeah, I remember that totally.
And then it's like, because I thought about it, actually, it's like, how would have they done that? Because it's like there's only two controller, two buttons. I mean, like
Yeah,
it would have been only a very limited mode, maybe one, two moves. That's it.
yeah. I don't know. I should check it out.
All right, we need a progress report, and if I can ever find this legal way of doing it, I'll give a progress report too.
Nice. What else did you plug
Uh,
in?
uh, uh, Ramson, Ransom City
Oh, Ransom City Brawlers.
Brawlers. I want to say rivals. I don't know why.
Oh, nice.
I mean, to me, it was to me a Double Dragon um, clone, but I think it was probably better in its own because
Yeah, I think so. I think it stood. I think it has stood the test of time more than Double Dragon actually.
yeah, because one was the last Double Dragon game. And I think I've at least heard there was at least you know two or three. There might just been re-releases, updated, but I think I've heard that more the uh, the Netrosphere than Double Dragon.
Mhm.
I mean, I helped just recently on Tubi. I got recommended the Double Dragon movie.
Nice, nice. Yeah, beautiful movie. Well, yeah. Well, do you remember playing that back in the day?
Yeah,
Re-
I think there was like what there was one area I could not get past, and it was like I don't know if it was a boss stage or it was like a side area where like three guard guys were, and they just decimated me every time. It was always in the subway part.
I got you. Well, did you rock and roll this time around?
No, actually, I didn't.
but does it stand the test of time in
I think
terms
it
of like
does.
controls and things like that?
From what my remember, to me it felt more smoother than Double
Yeah.
Dragon.
Mm. Cool. Yeah, I don't think I ever really played it
I think that was one I
ever.
probably played with Brian. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I don't think I played a whole lot with him on that one.
Oh yeah, we were too busy track and fielding it at his
um,
house.
I remember I booted up Metroid.
Nice, nice.
I didn't do the whole the Justin Bailey come. I tried to play it from, and then it's from beginning to, and it's very convoluted uh, password system.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is that a zero or an O?
Well, and you played on a Switch, right?
Yeah, and it has an ability where I can actually rewind time, but I forget about
Oh.
it.
Uh. Well, and it does it have like a more modern continue system?
It sort of does. Like
Yeah.
you could save it; it'll save to the Switch, but then it's like you can die and you can rewind your progress. Just moments, either moments before you die or a little past that part.
Mm.
I mean, I think you could go all the way to the beginning of the game if you wanted to.
Well, so out. Yeah. How far did you? How far did you get?
Um, I think I was to the point of going against Ridley,
Uh huh.
the the pterodactyl looking guy.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, yeah. No, that's a long way. Yeah, that's a bit into the game.
Yep, and there was there was a few there was a few games I've popped in and out playing. I played Star Tropics.
Oh, yeah. That game. I don't know what it is. It's just the theme of that game. I just love that game.
See,
Always have.
I don't remember the lore of it. You know, because it was like you're trying to find your grandfather, your
Your
arm,
uncle.
your uncle,
you
and
got
you're
you got to find your uncle.
armed with yo-yo going against tiki gods
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, and you're like you're like it's a very like north, south, east, west sort of jumping onto
yeah,
tiles sort of things.
yeah.
And
And then there was a
yeah, no,
sequel.
that game was awesome. There was a what?
There was a sequel.
Yeah, Zoda's Revenge.
Yeah, and I don't think either it ever came at least it never came to our video store because I never saw it, but I
Mhm.
think it did come out.
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, I played it back in the day. Um, well, yeah, well, at the end of Star Tropics, it's all an alien thing,
Yeah.
and you go onto the alien ship and do that, and then yeah, and then in part two, it's mostly like in the alien ship. Like the whole Star Trek, like the tropical thing is gone.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, what's the point of that?
This.
Like, it's not nearly as cool.
All right.
Uh, yeah,
I.
that's one I haven't replayed, I plan on replaying it at some point.
I mean,
Here in the,
I've booted up Castlevania 1, 2. Actually, yeah, the first 1, 2, and 3, and I think I like 2, even though I don't understand never understood the whole how you progress. Because to me, it feels there's you know more of a story. I think I've gotten more of the story watching what's that? Those deep dive videos on the history of like the lore of Castlevania.
mm.
You know, but it's like I play it, and it's like, okay, I'm to this edge here, but how do I progress and stuff? like,
well, it's kind of weird. Like the Castlevania games. I didn't really boot any of those up because I bought the collection
yeah,
like last year and played all of them. One, two, three, and the Game Boy games, things like that. So yeah, like I kind of revisited them back in the day, and then Metroid is weird because like I have like the remake, and I've played the remake a couple times
okay.
of the original.
That was one game I definitely remember you beating was Super Metroid on the SNES.
Oh sure, yeah, that game's the shit.
Yep. And yep.
Uh, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I'm like, well, man, should I? It's like, yeah, I kind of would like to try the original Metroid again, but like the remake's just so good,
Yeah, I
and it's a little less convoluted, and it's got like this extra part to it as well.
okay.
This where you it's just got added areas to it.
Okay.
Uh, and it's on. And what was it on? Game Boy. Yeah, Game Boy Advanced actually. But I think it's also now available on the Switch now too.
Yeah. 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 Through their yeah, because now you can play classic Game Boy games. I'm holding out for Alleyway. I know it's just
Nice.
Breakout, but I like the Alleyway.
I haven't seen the list. I haven't really looked at the list they're uh, giving
I
for
I
Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games.
yeah, I don't know where if what there is. Well, I mean, like I've seen one that it comes out, but if there's any upcoming ones, I haven't seen one.
Yeah,
Cause
because I know the Minish Cap is there for Game Boy Advance, but that's about it. I know
yeah,
there's obviously more, but uh, yeah, the Game Boy Advance is yeah, it's a cool system.
cool,
I
cool,
I I play shit on there every now and again, like
yeah.
Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow and shit.
I think I purchased that one for my Switch.
Nice,
I liked those. I definitely liked those ones.
nice. Well, I know, and now there's a collection on PlayStation. I know that has all three of those games plus Rondo of Blood,
Okay, well, I think
which never came out.
I think it was Dracula X in Japan or something like that.
Yeah. But Rondo, it came out as Dracula X here, and it was a shitty version
Oh,
of it.
wasn't it like Castlevania 4 or something?
No, yeah, it came out as Dracula X here, and
Okay.
it was in Japan. It was Dracula X Rondo of Blood, but in Japan, there's this whole like anime, like you have all these anime cutscenes and like different endings and different ways to go, and a totally different playable character.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's a really good Castlevania game. How did I play that? Somehow on the PlayStation. I think
I
with
would.
that.
I know I purchased and it had the PlayStation like the Castlevania where it's in France where you're fighting in France.
Oh, I got you.
Well,
Is that the dude with the? Does that have the dude with the spear?
I think so.
I remember that being that came out for the Sega Genesis
Yeah,
originally. That's a good game.
and
I
like
remember that being.
these Castlevania games were also pretty darn difficult.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty difficult. Um, but yeah, all of them are pretty good. But yeah, um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should try the Metroid original again. Just mess with that because that game was awesome. That game is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think we're ever going to get Mother 3, unfortunately. Lionheart just put despite the wishes of uh Earth, Mother fans here in America, they won't. I don't think they ever will. You just have to find the ROMs and a translated uh, mod for it.
well, I don't know. I the in my link there's the original.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, there was an Earthbound for the NES.
Oh, well, I mean, there's the original Mother.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
and I thought Earthbound was always a sequel.
yeah, well, I just know it was because on the on the Switch it's Earthbound Beginnings, and I'm like,
Mm,
okay, I did not know that.
I got you.
And
Oh man. Speaking of stuff we replayed, I had to hit up Mappyland
oh yeah,
just because that yeah that was in your household and
that was
it was fun.
yeah, definitely a weird game.
Yeah, definitely weird game, and apparently also a kind of an arcade port, I think.
Yeah,
Uh, but a solid game. And yeah, it was fun replaying it. Although it is sort of the thing where it's like you get through the levels and then it just sort of spits you back out to the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how many new game pluses there are.
I wonder if it's one of those that like with the arcades, you play till you get the blue screen or something.
I mean, it could be. I mean, do you remember us getting
No,
really far with it to that
no,
point? Because it's not the most difficult, and I don't
yeah.
think it was even that difficult back then. Like we were pretty
I
solid with it back
because
then.
I think we did, and then like it or like there was at least mode A, mode B, or something like that, and it was like I think they got faster,
Mm.
and it was like it got to a point like we somehow we would move too slow, and they would be on us. It's like you had to make perfect moves, but us as kids, we would be like, uh, 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 do I go for this power up, or do I go for the coin? Because that 1 second delay, they would pounce us unless you were jumping on um, the trampolines and you jumped on it too long. Then everyone died.
True. Yeah, no, that was a fun one to revisit.
Yeah. What was another one I've ported up? Um, I should have my Switch in front of me, but I don't.
Well, I mean,
Oh, Super Mario, just the regular, the OG.
yeah. Did that for a little bit. Uh, just I mean, that stands the test of time.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that. Uh, I've actually been watching a lot of speed runs of that game
That's,
lately.
uh,
Uh,
did
but
did
no. Oh, go ahead.
did you ever play the like lost levels? The
In the SNES one.
Okay, yeah, because which is the official is the original sequel. The Super Mario, it was supposed to be Super Mario 2 instead of what we got.
Right. Oh man.
Good Joe.
Uh, no, but all right. This is it. This is my big. This is the big topper. This is a big topper for the show. Uh, and this is a game. This is a game that frustrated me to no end back in the day. I think it frustrated Philip as well. And I don't recall figuring out the answer to the problem back then. Phil might have a different thing with that. But I booted up Fist of the North Star.
Oh my God, I have that was a game I don't know if I can say I equally love and hate because you were just this you know one punch sent these guys flying into the air,
A badass.
but then it was like you you get to the bosses and it's like somehow they're more powerful than you and your punches didn't seem to matter. But I think we owned me and Kenny owned that game.
Oh yeah, you definitely owned it. You definitely owned it because we played it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
played it. We like to play it. The problem is that it was the third level and we couldn't figure out how to continue.
Yeah.
It would just end. I mean, walking around, punching shit, upgrading to no avail. And there were what seemed to be doors,
Yeah.
but try as we might, we couldn't. At least this is what I remember that we couldn't figure out any way of doing anything, and it just ended, and that's all we could play.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, booted it up, and then then had to do it. Had to get on the wiki. Had to get on the walkthrough and just be like, how do you progress? And I found it. You go through one of the doors, and you have to press right and B
Really?
to go through a door. hmm At the same time, press them, and you'll go through the door. One of those doors did it. I did it. Continued the game. Upgraded to full level. Shirt comes off. Got through it, and it gets fucking yeah, and it gets really intense. But at the same time, you're upgrading yourself,
Yeah.
and by that point, like not like barely anything can fucking touch you.
Yeah.
But I did it. I fucking beat Fist of the North Star.
Woo.
And
Yeah,
that's my big claim to fame for this episode.
that's,
Felt good.
that's cool.
And it didn't and again, it was I think it was 20 minutes. 20 minutes after I figured it, I beat it, right? It's not a long game.
Yeah, it was just probably just like yeah, the just hordes of enemies. Because then at one point, like you did you threw fireballs or something like that.
You get these stars, and
Yeah,
some of them give you a full star, some of them are like a third of a star or something like
yeah,
that. Like and you can kick things, and kicking things you can get weird upgrade. Well, you don't get upgrades, but the more you kick things, the faster you get, or something like that. But then if you punch things, you're like a one punch man, and dudes explode
yeah.
because your fist is so powerful. And remember, some of them you'd hit, and
Like,
they'd be like, oh, and then some of them you'd hit, and they'd be like,
and I think we
and they'd
always laughed.
and they'd give you a star. So you keep upgrading. So and if you play it safe, eventually, then you're just kicking ass. But some of the bosses are fucking crazy. And the last boss, it's ridiculous. He just keeps pounding slide, like this invulnerable slide move that he can do. And he just keeps doing that. And so you just sort of have to like really time it, and maybe use a rewind feature.
Okay. Well, if they ever put that on the Switch, I'll definitely.
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's the best. Yeah, Fist of the North Star. That was a fun replay.
uh, I remember one. It was that Karate Kid game. I almost came to beating it. You had to go against the chosen one,
Oh my god.
and I found some exploit that kept giving me one ups. Where everyone else died, I kept finding this one exploit. Didn't know how I did it.
Mmm.
Kept giving me one up, one up, one up, one up, one up.
Yeah. Man, I should try that one too. Cause I never beat that game. Definitely not. Oh
All
my
right.
god. Fuck that game. Well, and it's hard to talk about it. Like I keep wanting to go back to like AVGN episodes,
Yeah.
because he talks a lot about a lot of these games, and I think his like third no, his second episode was Karate Kid,
I wouldn't doubt it.
and it's all the same shit. It's like, this is a bullshit game. It's just
Uh,
fucking with you. You hit the guys, and they keep throwing, and you fall backwards, and then you keep fucking going into the water.
Yeah.
And we always liked how like the first stage was basically the first movie,
Yep.
and then the rest of the game was basically the second movie.
Yep. It
God,
was. I know. I've with the help with the game genie, I actually beat Nightmare on Elm Street,
nice, nice.
and
That's
by that I think that's probably one of my favorite iterations of the 1-2 is that pixelated, because that was you know could be terrifying.
No, it's pretty good.
Yep. I couldn't remember who was the best. It was either the wizard or the ninja, because the wizard could float, but the ninja was the fastest. Oh yeah, and there was a
Was
star. There was a what's his? Um, he had a pole like a
like
javelin.
like an athlete
Yeah,
or something, like a warrior or something like that.
yeah. I think
Uh,
he was good for the spinny area part, because he could
right,
do
right, right, right.
somersaults or something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, man. I should probably boot that game up too,
Yep.
in the place where I can legally find all these. Oh
Right.
man. Well, and another one that I kind of really sort of want to get, which I have, but I haven't booted up, is Blades of Steel,
Oh,
the hockey game.
see, I'm torn between that one and the I think it was just called ice hockey,
Mm, mm, mm,
because I think Blades of Steel had the best combat,
mm.
but I like
Yeah, because it would change perspective.
yeah. And I don't think in the ice hockey it did.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
Yep.
Man,
Uh,
I was trying to find this baseball game that I had. I can't remember which one exactly it was, but I played like 70 exhibition games. Like I played like, oh, it's the season, and I played like 70 games
wow.
of like a 150 game season.
Wow.
Yeah, but then something happened. I don't know what. I can't remember. But something happened and I like lost the game or lost or broke or
Yeah.
the my NES died or something like that. I'm not quite sure. That was a travesty.
I think one game I definitely liked, sports wise, was this robot one where you can physically destroy. You can get in fights and you can physically destroy.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I was somehow like a savant on that, because either I would always get home runs, or I'd destroy the other team, so where nobody, like, they couldn't put any more people on the
yeah.
field.
And you just sort of win automatically by default.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh man.
but I think that's one of those games that Kenny has, like, along with Fester's Quest and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta check out that collection next time I'm there.
Okay.
Should boot it up.
Hey.
Play some stuff, man.
Yep.
Find a four port.
Okay.
Play some Nightmare on Elm Street.
I get the big controller.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So I think we safely have covered our experience with the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I think so. Yeah, it was massive.
Yeah.
We
I mean, we literally I ran out of notes of all the games I've played. I mean, man, it was good sized.
Nice.
Ugh. So
All right.
I'm Phil Nielsen,
And this is Tori True.
and this is Two Cousins Talk,
Mhm.
and hopefully, and our we will get back on what our next what we talk about next month.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Um, if you have any questions, I'm pretty sure I want to port this to YouTube. Or if you know how to get a hold of me, message me.
There you go.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Have
Peace out.